And today we're on question number 51. There's only one more after this. Question number 51. We talked last week about Jesus being raised from the dead into heaven. And this week the question is, of what advantage to us is Christ's ascension? And let me just say that question means Jesus rose from the dead and went into heaven. Why does that matter for us? You kids, why does that matter? How is that good? How is that a good thing for us? And this is the answer. Christ is now advocating for us in the presence of his Father and also sends us his Spirit. Christ is now advocating for us in the presence of his Father. And that word, advocate, is a word maybe you don't use every day, but let me give you an example. Let's say that the coolest kid that you know is having a birthday party, and you don't get invited. But one of your friends is invited, and they say, why don't you come with me to the party? And so you come with your friend to the party of the coolest kid you know, and you get to the party, you feel a little nervous. Maybe you shouldn't be here. You weren't really invited. Are you good enough? And kids start looking at you and whispering, why is he here? Why is she here? And you start to get really embarrassed, and you feel like you just want to run out of the room. But then your friend who's there stands up and says, this is my friend. She or he is here with me. And everyone goes, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden you feel, I do belong here because my friend advocated for me. They said, no, they belong because they're here with me. They're invited because I brought them with me. And that's what Jesus does when he advocates for us with his Father. He died on the cross so that we could be forgiven. We could be brought home to God. And then he rose from the dead and ascended into heaven so that he could go to his Father and say, Father, I've paid the price for these that were lost, and now they are welcome to come. He's advocating for us. That means not just once, but every day, all the time, he's advocating. That means he's telling God, these children belong to you because I died for them and paid for their sins, and they are welcome here. So if you ever feel nervous, do I belong in God's presence? Am I welcome? If you ever feel nervous to pray, maybe you feel nervous to pray out loud in a prayer meeting, Jesus says, I'm your advocate. That means you belong here because of what I've done for you. And it says he also sends us his Spirit. That means he sends the Holy Spirit, who is God, to dwell among us, to live in our hearts. If we believe in Jesus, God lives in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, who Jesus sends to be with us. And he sends his Spirit to be with us this morning as well. So let me read the question again, and then let's all read the answer together. Of what advantage to us is Christ's ascension? Christ is now advocating for us in the presence of his Father and also sends us his Spirit.